Hey guys, here I am. I'm back, and look what time it is. It is Monthly Knife Club for January, so USPS only delivered it several days late. Awesome. It entered the bottomless pit of the Philadelphia Processing Center, where things go to get lost and just sit there for a while. But it's here. It's here! Yay! And I'm really excited because I've been told by Daryl, owner-operator, that we've got something really good in the Onyx box, something that I'm going to really enjoy, so pretty excited about it. So we're going to dig right into this box, and we are going to see exactly what it is that we have, and I'm looking forward to it. Now, he says it is something that I have seen before, but he's excited about it. When he's excited about what's in the box, I'm excited about what's in the box. So, without further ado, not really sure what that means. Without further to-do, let's check it out. Oh, nice! Yes! Now that's a knife. This is a knife. This is a damn good knife. All right. It is something I've seen before. It's something I'm happy to see again. Wow. Okay. So, value of this box, well worth it this month. So we're paying $119 for the box, and so like they always do on the Onyx box, they give us the value that you're going to find it around the internet. Now, he had also told me there's a map violator out there somewhere, so there's somewhere where you might find it for a little less. But this is, oh my god, I love the AD-10, and I love, okay, so I got to get a couple things to compare it to while we're doing this. Stand by one. All right, we're going to take a look at these guys later. I wish I had the 4MAX with me already, but I don't. So anyway, the AD-10 by Andrew Demko, amazing, heavy-duty, hard-use knife. We've got the specs on the box right here. Premium steel. It is a bit heavy for some people, but just amazing knife. Fantastic knife. Love this knife. I have, now Coldsteel is really, it is hit or miss with me. It is, but this knife is an absolute win. So there's a clip, because the clip, if you're going to switch it from left to right, you need to actually switch the whole clip. This thing is a beast, and the locking mechanism on this thing, the triad lock, is a beast. So, first of all, the texturing on this G10 is fantastic. It's almost like it's got this kind of natural bark sort of texture on it, which is great. Big, heavy-duty piece of steel, and S35 VN, so, you know, premium steel. Great quality, G10, steel all through, lockback design, but it's not just the strength of a lockback. It's got the whole tri-lock system things going on, and you know, it's just, if you look there, it's see that cutout in the blade, so it fits into a pin there that locks it into place, and it's got a further, if you wanted to put a little pin in there, you can actually further lock it in there. It's just super strength lock, and this lock has been tested so many times. It is so comfortable. I mean, it is just, it's one of the most, and I've said this like the first time I unboxed one and everything, it is one of the most comfortable knives I've ever held. The contouring is perfect. The weight, yes, 6.9 ounces, almost 7 ounces. People say it's a heavy knife. It feels so good in your hand. It just fits so well and feels so good in your hand. Like it's almost like you're holding nothing. I mean, it's so comfortable. So looking at the features of the knife overall, so we already talked about the locking system, which is super strong. Talked about the clip. So the clip mounts in where those screws go. So you have left or right carry. It is tip up only. So about half the amount of soup, you know, that we could have for everybody. I mentioned the texturing on the G10. I mentioned the contouring on the handle. It is awesome. Very aggressive jimping there, but it locks your thumb in really, really well. You've got 3.5-inch blade of very thick steel, This thing is a tank, but that's the way it was designed in the first place. Coldsteel has some very, very high-strength knives. Again, the 4 Max, or the Max 4, I can't remember what it is kind of one of their newest ones. I wish I had it to compare it to right now. There's the AD-10, which is in the same family, which I absolutely love, which goes with it. The SR1, which is, again, big, heavy-duty. This was, you know, a while ago was considered one of the most indestructible knives in the world, and then the AD-10 came out. They're very similar in terms of construction, and then there's the, you know, the Max, which is on the market now. But these are all kind of, they share a lot of the same family lineage, you know, with the triad locking system and all that stuff. The thing is, the SR1, while it's a big beefy tank of a knife, is not as comfortable. It doesn't have the same contouring and feel that the AD-10 has at all. It just doesn't. You could hold this thing all day and go through any kind of hard use task you have. And even, I love the AD-10. It's just such a cool knife. It is such a cool knife with the construction and its very unique operation, but it doesn't have the feel and the comfort that the AD-10 has. I've never been a huge fan of lockbacks, but this is one of those knives where I will suck it up and I will say, you know what, I will take the lockback because of the security of the lockback, because of everything else that this knife has going for it. You know, it's just, it can do it can do almost anything. I saw a video where they took this knife and they hammered it through a small bolt, you know, and that might not seem like much, but if you know Randall knives, now not Randall Adventure Training, but the Randall Custom Knife Company in Florida, and those are some of the most sought after, you know, custom knives in the world. One of their final tests is hammering it through, I think, a 1/2-inch bolt before it's finished. I mean, that's a big deal. Now, this wasn't a 1/2-inch bolt; it was a much smaller thing. The video I saw, but I mean, this thing is, what have I not called it? I've called it a beast. I've called it a tank. It's a monster, and it's a great knife for your collection. And I'm so excited to see it in Monthly Knife Club. This is absolutely a great knife for Onyx. So, you know, what is the difference between this and some of the other pieces we've seen in the Onyx plan? This is much more of a workhorse of a knife. The money you spent. The value here is that this thing can go into the field with you. You can EDC this. It is pretty looking. I mean, look at the beautiful finish on the blade. It's, again, nice machining, really just interesting to look at on the handle. Fit and finish on it is phenomenal. And again, I'm not a Coldsteel fanboy, you know, like there's a lot of what they make that I think is overpriced and I'm not a big fan of, but this thing is functional as hell and it looks nice. So, you know, it's a great part of a collection, but I would put this up against any day of the week. Honestly, I would put this up against my Benchmade 275, the Adamus, in terms of a workable fold-and field knife. Absolutely. So to save a little bit of weight, you've got an aluminum backspacer here, right? Not steel. But that makes up your lanyard hole, and also you've got a little bit of a temple smasher glass breaker on the end over there, which works just as well as the steel does, but it again saves you a little bit of weight with all the other steel you have going on here, and that would probably give you another ounce, you know, if you did. But the action on this thing is so good. I mean, this is out of the box without any breaking in. You can open it easily with one hand, and you can see you can close a lockback with one hand if you try. Centering out of the box is pretty much perfect. It's just, I cannot say, I'm so excited to see this in here. I just absolutely love to see it in here. And that's what the Onyx box is all about. You know, I haven't even told you about, normally I start off talking about the Onyx box and Monthly Knife Club. Monthly Knife Club has all these different plans to suit just about any budget. The reason I love the Onyx is because you always get yourself a higher end kind of knife. And, you know, so if you're trying to build up a nice collection, or you're trying to add some higher quality pieces, and you know you're going for quality over quantity, this is a great way to do it. And once a month you get a really good quality knife. Now they have some other plans where you might get some lower end pieces but more of them. You could do that too. But the Onyx box, there have just been a handful of times where I've been like, meh, okay. There's been one or two where I've just been like, I'm not into it. I'm kind of disappointed in the box. But overall, the quality of this box has been great. And we've seen some really good names in this box. Because it's a 3.5-inch blade, there aren't a whole lot of places where it would be illegal to carry. There are a handful where, 3.5, it needs to be under 3.5. So it is EDC-able in most places, There is zero resistance. Just let the blade fall, and it cuts right. I mean, the finishing on it is fantastic. It is just great. Now, you might find it, so I mentioned, here, they don't give you the MSRP value. They shop around, and they tell you what you're going to find it for. Now, you might find it on sale someplace, now and then, so it might have a sale price that's a little bit cheaper. You might find somebody who is a MAP violator, the minimal accepted price. And that's if you are authorized to distribute, they kind of set a rock bottom price to make the market fair, and they say if you're a distributor, you can't sell it for less than this price. And a MAP violator, if caught, loses their distribution rights. They no longer get to buy from the company at those wholesaler or retailer prices. So you may find it out there. You may find it out there for less than this. For those two reasons, a limited time sale, or somebody's just violating MAP, in which case they could get in trouble. I bought mine from either Blade HQ or Knife Center, can't remember, for full price when I got my hands on it, last time. And in any situation, this thing, you could damn near chop down a small tree with this thing. I really, really enjoy the AD-10. The AD-15 is kind of like its slightly cooler big brother, because it has this very unique locking system that Andrew Demko, invented himself on the real knife, on the real actual Demko customs. This is all titanium. On the Coldsteel version, it's aluminum, but it is pretty cool. Incredibly solid lockup system. I think the AD-15 is a little bit more expensive than the AD-10, but you can see they're virtually the same size, almost the same kind of pattern. And then you also have the SR1, which is, this was Coldsteel's rock solid rugged knife, and and then they came out with the AD-10. And I think the AD-10 is, just because of how comfortable it is, has kind of taken over the mantle as Coldsteel's super solid in your pocket tank beast knife from the SR1, in my opinion. And I've heard a few other people say it too. I can't speak for everyone, but this is just, I can't say enough good things about this knife. I love this, and we could do the lock test. There's no reason to. This lock does not fail. I mean, that's harder than I've ever hit any other lock ever. We're not going to lose any centering. It's if you are looking for a rugged, hard use knife, this is absolutely, should be, if it's not top of the list, should be on your list. One complaint I have about it, if I was going to come up with any, is this clip. A knife like this is just screaming for a deep carry clip. Now, this clip is really good because it's nice and wide, covers a lot of real estate. It's going to keep it in your pocket really, really well. It's nice and tight. But why not give it a nice deep carry clip? I know they have to make it this shape to avoid the lanyard hole, but you could have a clip with this length. It doesn't need to be that wide. Or even, I don't know, you can lose half the width, but have a nice big deep carry clip that goes down this way, to keep it all the way in your pocket. And yeah, it is kind of wide. It's going to take up some pocket space, but it's a big, overbuilt, heavy-use knife. But this thing just is begging for a deep carry clip, and it would be perfect. There's a link to Monthly Knife Club, so you can check it out. I love I've looked at the other packages that they have, and they're good, but I love the Onyx. I love knowing that I'm going to get one really good knife every month. You know what I mean? Without question. So definitely check it out. Check out the AD-10. It's on my Amazon influencer page on favorite folding knives because it's absolutely one of my favorite folding knives. Well worth the price. I mean, it's got a price tag attached to it. Money 110% well spent. Definitely, for sure, well spent. And you know what? I'm gonna give you a link to my original review of the knife in the end screens. Little clickable square at the end of the video if you want to check out my original unboxing and review just to see. This thing is so much of just a reliable, tough, big chunk of steel. So there we go. Awesome knife, awesome box. One of my favorite subscriptions. Nice and simple. It is what it is, and you know, just no fluff, filler, or anything. Just one good, strong, reliable knife every month. That's why I love being able to say, like, guys, this is worth spending your money on, because it is. We definitely got the value out of it this month, absolutely. So, your comments, what do you think? Do you have one? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Do you not like the AD-10 for any reason? Is there something you would recommend above the AD-10? Over the AD-10? What do you think? Curious to see someone, you know, not everybody agrees, and we all have our own preferences with knives. Is there anybody that just doesn't like the AD-10 for some reason? Please share your thoughts and comments with us. Let us know. So with that, I look forward to hearing from all you guys, and remember, you are all absolutely awesome. I appreciate every single one of you, and I will be back again real soon.